Earthquake in Turkey and Syria up and down my FYP, 7.8 magnitude. 2.7 thousand people have been unalived, over 10,000 injured. Again, that's a 7.8 magnitude earthquake in Turkey and Syria.
Devastation and destruction in Turkey and Syria after two massive earthquakes rocked the region.
Yeah, this was early this morning. It was a 7.8 magnitude earthquake. It hit southern Turkey, and then just hours later, a second 7.5 magnitude earthquake hit nearby. Search and rescue is underway as thousands of buildings and structures have collapsed, just as you're seeing on your screen right now. You're seeing video that was shot in Turkey showing people running away as buildings fall to rubble in just seconds.
More than 2,000 people are dead. More than 10,000 are injured, with those numbers quickly rising. Turkey's president saying it is the country's worst disaster since the 1930s. NBC News foreign correspondent Molly Hunter joins us live now. Molly, thank you for being with us. We are hearing almost 10,000 search and rescue personnel have been deployed just in Turkey. Tell us more about the devastation that happened overnight and the emergency operations that are underway right now.
Yeah, Vicky, Savannah, you say 10,000 search and rescue first responders who have been deployed just in these first few hours. That number will certainly go up. We are already hearing pledges from the international community about not only kind of money and resources, but also bodies and equipment and obviously the necessary vital life-saving equipment that you need to start operating in that area. Now, the death toll, as you mentioned, more than 2,000. That number will certainly rise. That is just in these first few hours. It's extremely hard to actually get a kind of realistic picture of the devastation. Turkish authorities are saying more than 3,000 buildings have collapsed just across Turkey. We're also talking about really rural villages. It is really hard for search and rescuers, first responders, and authorities to actually get a sense of the devastation. That's just on the Turkish side. On the Syrian side, though, you have flimsy tents. You have very weak infrastructure. And so the death toll, the devastation over there really is not going to be known for several days.
Molly, let's talk also about the backdrop of this natural disaster happening in an area that's home to millions of Syrian refugees. Also areas impacted in Syria, some of them are rebel controlled. How is the country handling this disaster with that backdrop?
That's right. The earthquake hit and the whole kind of huge radius of destruction goes into northern Syria and into really kind of crosses the front line. So on the Turkish side, you have very weak infrastructure. You have 3.6 million refugees, Syrian refugees that country is hosting, more than anywhere else in the entire world. Big question, though, is where are those people now going to go? So you have lots of people who are already kind of crammed into apartment buildings, into makeshift refugee camps on the Turkish side. On the Syrian side, the conditions are incredibly bad. Aid groups were already worried about the freezing winter weather. They were worried about the resources, about these makeshift tent camps, how these people were going to survive as the winter conditions really set in. Now, at least according to one spokesperson, the International Rescue Committee describes it as an emergency within an emergency. It is just devastating for people on that side of the border.
All right, NBC News foreign correspondent Molly Hunter on this breaking news for us. Thank you so much, Molly.